Hey, what's up? Dev Puppy here. I'd like to show some lighting issues I'm having. So, as you can see, um, I've created some natural light. I've changed the office quite a bit. I've heightened the walls, and I've added some windows with some natural light. So, so right here, there's an actual window with some reflectivity to it. And here in here, we don't actually have a window yet. It's just kind of open. So, and the number that you see right in front of your screen is the frames per second. So right now it is terrible. 60, between 60 and 70. And as I move around, it's becoming worse and worse as I throw a ball or dip into the 50s. Now, I'm shooting this video because this is more like a before. Right now, all of this is real-time lighting. So this shadow, real time. If this table were to move, that would move with it. Um, this is a real time shadow. So I think this is what's causing this performance issue. So what I've done is I haven't baked in the light yet, but I've turned some of these assets like the desk, for instance, and this chair and these chairs. I've turned static lighting on. And that means when I bake the light, this shadow that this table is forming will just be baked into the scene. So no processing will be. It will be a lot easier on the processor. Um, so I hope that makes a huge difference because right now it's just terrible. By the way, I've got some carpeting. This is just like some texture I downloaded online and then I tiled it in. So it looks pretty good, especially when you really look closely um, at the texture. So anyway, I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna bake some light, and I'll be right back. So we're back, and I've baked some lighting on the floor and on some of the objects, but it looks like absolute garbage. So um, I have, for some reason, the roof isn't shading this area. I mean, it's just a plane basically. I mean, you can see it here, and it's not blocking the light for this area. Like, there's no way this area should be getting so much light. It should basically be dropping in and ending in the office, but instead, it's shining right through. So it looks like absolute garbage right now. Although I'm up at 90 FPS, so things look silky smooth, but um, complete garbage. So, hello again. So, I've figured out kind of what the problem was. I think I had the resolution far too high. So I'll try and use the computer while I have the headset on, which is tough. But anyway, what I had here, where's my pointer? Yeah. So down here I had the resolution far too high. I think I played around with it um, like weeks ago, but never changed it. The textiles per unit was set to like 10, and apparently 4 is pretty standard. So 10 was creating all sorts of artifacts that we saw in the last segment. And there's still some weird stuff. You can see this, some light bleeding. Oh man, that is way too bright. So the bathroom light has to be fixed. And look at that. I've got nowhere to, it's see-through up there. That's interesting. So anyway, it's looking a hell of a lot better. And the bonus is we're now at 90 FPS. So so yeah, setting a bunch of things to static, lowering the resolution, and baking the scene is the magic sauce. Now, the most one of the more important features that I would love is volumetric lighting. So I actually downloaded a script from GitHub called Volume. It's just a volumetric lighting script, and I'm going to turn it on and we'll see how it affects the FPS. So let me just see if I can do that. Again, I have the headset on, so I can barely see anything. But you can see I have this volumetric light renderer script is added to the actual Oculus headset. Oh, and right away it goes down. Damn. And then I'll select the sun. And then turn on the volumetric light. Oh man, this is not going to work. Oh, it's too bad. This is not really meant to be used in VR, obviously. So you can see, oh man, it's terrible. But anyway, you can see some volumetric light, but my FPS just took a complete bomb down to a completely unacceptable 30 FPS, which it might be fine for a mobile phone game, I guess, but it's completely unacceptable for VR. Let's just turn that off and see if we go back up. That, that. Are we climbing? So now they're off. Looks like I probably have to restart the scene. Let's try that. Okay, yeah, we're back at 90 FPS. So I'm really liking the lighting so far. There's some weird stuff up there around the edge. So to actually block off the light, there's actually, you can see here, yeah, there's actually a quad that's been stretched out along the outside to create the shadow. There might be a better way to do this. I'm just such a noob. I don't really know how to do it properly. But yeah, some artifacts. So looks like the chair's picking up some real-time shadow. So anyway, it's looking a hell of a lot better. So in short, volumetric light, big X-nay, that's not going to work. But so far so good. And I'm just going to add some fluorescent lights. I'm going to actually add a room over there. I'm going to about double the desk area and add a window way in the back there. So we have two sources of light. FPS drops a bit when I look over to the sky box. And it picks back up. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed.